This Scrypt miner may be older, but it's still a beast at mining Doge and LITECOin. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, what do we have here? This is the Goldshell X5, and this is actually a used / refurbished unit from the team over at Coastal Crypto. And even though this is an older Scrypt miner that's been around the scene for quite some time, it's so interesting that units like this and the L3 are now making a strong comeback because of their price point and the efficiency that you can run them on. Now, at first you might go, it's an X5, what do you mean? Well, the X5, there's actually this huge community around the Goldshell X5 and overclocking and undervolting it. And so you can get some fantastic hash rate for a very limited amount of watts, which is awesome, which actually makes the X5 quite a beast. And there's a lot of these out there on the used and refurbished marketplace. Now, this unit does have 3 different modes when it comes down to your hashing modes. And to give you an idea, the lowest mode, because we're always talking about efficiency right now during the bear market, the lowest mode out there actually does about 600 watts and 600 mega hash, which gives it just over a 1.0 efficiency rating, which is fantastic right now when every watt counts. Now, today I'm not going to get into the hardcore overclocking and undervolting. That's a whole new scene to me. So in today's video, we're going to get this unit set up, configured, take a look at some of these additional settings that I'm talking about, and then prep for a future video where I can't wait to go ahead and overclock and undervolt this. So let's dive into today's video. All right, time for some unboxing. I know, woo, the most exciting part of the video. So we got our box here from the team over at Coastal Crypto. Thanks again, guys. And we're gonna go ahead and open this up here with our fancy little mini knife. Look at this thing, it's perfect. I keep this down here because it's so small and I have kids running around and stuff. And I always feel a little unsure with bigger knives down here. So I'm always like, let's go with the smaller one. All right, didn't get that one cut. All right, there we go. You ever see like chump change? He's just like, cuts it open in 2 seconds. All right, let's check out this packaging here. I like it. Oh man, let's see. All right. Ooh, I see some red cables. Oh, nice. So this is like your, I think this is what, the C13 to C19. So this is perfect because this will work with my PDUs and it puts it on its own breaker there, which will be nice. The nice convenient thing is with this is this unit, if you run this completely stock, which we don't plan to long term, if you run it completely stock at the highest hash mode, I think it uses something crazy like 1,450 watts. We will not be doing that, but we at least have the ability to, and the fact that we have the C19 cable, that'll make it nice. I actually really appreciate the fact that they send those with it. That's convenient. Let's take a look here. What else we got? Power supply. Once again, guys, this is used and refurbished. Direct from Goldshell, 1,800 watts, which is great. 1,800 watts, and we talked about the unit can use up to 14 plus, so this is more than what we need. It looks like here, this is a 240 volt only. Wow, this thing definitely had some love over the years. And then all these PCI cables, one of them will go into the control board and then the rest of them will go into the hash boards there. So I'm gonna put the camera down real quick. Here we go, guys. Here we have it, the Goldshell X5. Look at that, heck yeah. So it looks like, and most likely the team over Coastal Crypto, because they get these units like used and refurbished and such, they went ahead and swapped out the fans, so shout outs to them. You can tell these are not the original fans. You can see like there's a little wear and tear on the actual outside of it. But awesome new fans there. And these are like the high RPM, like the 6,000 RPM fans. New ones on the back, which is great. Now on the front here, traditionally you have one of these buttons is for like your IP report, and then you also have your Ethernet. And then the nice thing is the SIM card, if you do need to go ahead and do any firmware updates, but I don't think you can run 𝐓𝐻𝐿 on this yet, but a little birdie told me next year you're gonna be able to put gold shells in 𝐓𝐻𝐿, but don't tell anybody I told you. And then we have our indicator lights here as well for our status on there. And let's take a look over here. So this is your control board. If you guys aren't familiar, you can slide it in and out right here. And then these are for your fans. There's just 2 fan spots there. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different of your cables running back to your hash board. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hash boards here. They all take a 6-pin. That's why this has so many cables. Now, what I've come to learn, now this is a Goldshell one. I've never had a Goldshell ASIC power supply, but I know like the Bitmain ones are pretty, like they're definitely quieter. But like I have like an 𝐓𝐿𝐴 one and stuff, and that thing roars. My guess is this thing definitely is loud, but we'll test it out definitely, which will be pretty sweet. So let's not waste too much time. What I've done down here is in our closet. It's full of stuff I know. I have a long C13 cable here that runs into a PDU back in here. And what I might actually do is run this to its own PDU. So that we can go ahead and see if we want to check voltage at the wall or anything like that. So let me get that set up. I'll get everything wired up right over here, and then we'll get it powered on. So we're all wired up here. I went ahead and put the power supply on the right-hand side, just with the way the cable's coming in. We have all of our hash boards, 2, 4, 6, 8 PCI cables, and then 1 going to our control board. We have Ethernet plugged in there, and we do have our power cable ready as it falls back behind. I wanted to show you guys in here. We are on our own PDU here, and you can tell there's no watts there. It's under 1 watt that's currently on there. So let's go ahead. Let me put you guys down here. And we have takeoff. So I got this thing on. I actually had to move it into my mining room and close the door because it was so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. I do have like sound canceling on my microphone, so we'll see how good it is. But what I wanted to show you guys real quick here was on Goldshell's website, you can see it's actually like listed and advertised this way with the 3 different modes. So 850, 1450 is your stock like main hash rate mode. You then have a balanced mode, which is 720 to 990 is kind of like that in between. And then the low power mode, which is 600 at 660 watts. So this is all stock. I don't plan to keep it that way, but you can see at the top there, you know, you can get your power consumption to hash rate ratio down to 1.1, which is pretty badass. This is the unit I did buy over on Coastal Crypto. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link down below. Go ahead and check it out. And then I wanted to show you guys, there's a YouTube video out here from the Coastal Crypto team. They actually are the ones that introduced me to this after seeing my L3 video. So kudos to them. Thank you. They've done a bunch of the legwork ahead of time where, and I'll show you guys in the next video, you can go into and actually adjust some of these overclock and undervolt settings. And they've done some legwork on different variables that you can use. So I'm excited to go ahead and test this out. It should be pretty sweet. I mean, guys, look, the one mode, you can get almost up to a gig a hash, almost up there. So it'll be fun to test this out and play with it next time. So here is my Goldshell X5. When you go to the IP address, I found it using my router. I can just log in and you can easily find them. You could use the IP report tool if you're truly interested. We're going to change this over to English. And this interface, you guys are mostly very well versed in Goldshell's interface. So I'm not going to treat you like dummies. Most of you guys know exactly how this works here. But right now you can see it's using, now I haven't touched anything yet. So we're mining to the stock, I guess, Goldshell pool, whatever. It's at 850 mega hash right now. And what did we say? 850, yep. And let me, I'll check the wall here in a minute. Actually, let me look real quick. $1,380 at the wall. So it's definitely within that range. So what we're going to do is, it's always good to come in and you change your admin password. I'm not going to change it now while I'm recording this, but you do have that ability to do it. It doesn't have wireless like some of the mini ASICs do. I am going to go ahead and see if there's any firmware updates for it. I always like to do that with some of these older ASICs, which is nice, especially because you can just upload it right within the actual web GUI. Now, I haven't found any other third-party groups that do have firmware like HiveOS or some of the other ones that are out there. I haven't found any yet for the X5. So under Miner here, this is where you can go ahead and set everything up. So in here, you have your different hash mode, your balance mode, and your low power mode that are available to you. And then up here is where we'll go ahead and set our pool. So I'll set that up in just a second. So give me 2 seconds. I'll get set up on DXPool. All right, so I thought it'd be helpful for some of you guys that haven't done this before to show you guys exactly how to set this up. So I already have an account on DXPool. I do all my mini ASICs and some of my other ASICs on DXPool. The only one I don't do on DXPool is any Bitcoin mining because they don't actually have Bitcoin mining. So on DXPool here at the bottom, I can grab my pools. So I'm going to copy that, paste it in the URL. Now in DXPool, they just have you start out with your account name and then your worker ID. So I'm going to copy that. Over here, we're going to paste it in here, so that'll work out nicely. And as long as it has the hobbyist miner, which is what it wants, and then we'll put a dot, and then I'm just going to name it Goldshell X5, and then password, I'm just going to do 123. So I'm going to hit apply, and then I'm going to add another one for the backup pool, which is a 3334, and we're going to do the same thing here. Copy over. Sorry, a little bit of a head cold this week. Goldshell X5 and password 123. We'll hit apply and we're good to go. And then we're just going to take our top one here. You can hit the shovel, click on it, and then it's going to start to mine to that directly. All right, so we just went ahead. We got our pool up and running. I actually found a mistake up in my copy paste of the pool. So I had to fix that there. So you always, want to double check that. I was like, why isn't this mining? And I found exactly what it was. The stratum up here, I actually had it double from a copy paste. So I caught it, we fixed it. While we're waiting for this, we just got it up on the pool. It's just running right now. I wanted to show you guys, this is a really cool trick. And the guys over at Coastal Crypto, Mark and those guys, man, they are super smart guys when it comes to some of these Goldshell units. They showed me this little trick. So if you have under power plan, hash mode selected, you can actually, you see the word miner? If you click on it like 10 plus times, see what happens on any Goldshell. Let's do it real quick. Look at that. That was on 10 or 11. I couldn't tell clicking. Power plan. So check this out. So you can come in here and now adjust all of these settings in here, which is super cool and really, really nice. So you can do things like your fan settings. You can set those statically if you want. So that's really nice because this thing is crazy loud, but I can't tell. I don't know yet. I'll have to take a closer look and I'll show you guys on camera in a minute. Is it the fans or is it that power supply? I swear it's the power supply. But you can come in here and adjust the megahertz as well as your volts, everything like that. So we're going to play with this in our future video here because they have some great options for us to test in here. So I'm eager to try these out, especially in my shed where it's cold and we can do a lot better with keeping the unit cooler and we can probably overclock it a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a few minutes. I'll actually show it to you guys now in the mining room, and then we'll check back over here and see how it's doing in the pool. All right, you guys ready for how loud this is here? It's loud. Turn this light on here. So I put it down here on the floor. We ran our cable up there, and then we have our Ethernet cable plugged in. And I think it might be those fans too. Those fans are roaring. In the software, it said 4,200 RPMs right now. So we'll have to do some testing in our next video, adjusting that quite a bit. But right now it's on full bore hash rate mode. And up here, it actually just dropped down. It only says 1,062. But when I opened that door, it was at like 1,400. So we'll check back in on a minute because that seems awfully low right now. And we haven't done anything. We haven't done anything crazy on it. But yeah, definitely loud. All right, so we've been up and running for 26 minutes now. No hardware errors, which is awesome. Always happy to see with used equipment like this. To give you guys an idea, I checked the voltage meter. We're at 1390, so it must have just been a blip or something like that during ups and downs with wattage. Because I was like, there's no way we're putting out 800 and some mega hash at 1,000 watts or less. But things are looking really good. I'm really happy with it so far. You can see up top here our fan speeds, 4860. This thing is just flat out 100% roaring. That's the nice thing, you know, my goal is to bring that down quite a bit. So jumping over to the pool, we'll do a quick refresh. It's taking some time to update over here. We're at 685. It just said 4 something. So as you guys know, pools take, you know, 5-10 minutes sometimes to update. So we're starting to see that over there. I only have 2 other of my mini Doges running, one a regular mini Doge and one a Pro. I have 2 of those are actually up in a 4th bedroom, heating a 4th bedroom. And they do a great job. You know, 3 of them does for like a bigger bedroom, but 2 does the job for a smaller one and definitely does well. But yeah, right now we're over a gigahash, which is awesome with what we're mining here. So let's talk about our plans, at least at this point, guys. So excited to get my hands on an X5. I always like new tech. I guess it's old, but new to me. And I'm excited for this. I'm excited to tweak this and play around with this, you know, because there's no additional firmwares to kind of make this easier for us, which 𝐲𝐻 does it for us, which is really nice and convenient. But I'm now going to have the opportunity. I can come in here. I'll show you guys again. Click on this 10 times and bang. Instead of hash rate mode, you now actually have the ability to adjust this. So I'm excited to tweak and play around with this in our next video. That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. As well as I want to do a future video once we nail this down at kind of comparing this unit to the L3 a little bit. You know, I've really liked my L3. And so now it's like, can we compare these? You know, are they apples to apples, or are they kind of on different playing fields here? Definitely price point different to start out with, especially for you new and used. And I'm hoping that this is going to give me the, at least give you guys the visibility to see why the X5 is still more expensive than something like the L3. All right, so the Goldshell X5, not too bad of a unit, huh? I'm actually really happy with it. I mean, it is used, it is refurbished, it's not brand new, but I don't think you're gonna find a lot of these new X5s just because of the fact that they're several years old. I was able to get this over at Coastal Crypto, so go over and check them out. They have a whole bunch of like used units and refurbished units, which is kind of nice. Nobody wants to buy something like this during the bear market for full brand new cost. So it's always nice to get these kind of refurbished and used. And the guys have been really supportive over there at Coastal Crypto, so go check them out. Well, can't wait to bring you guys the next video, might be next week or the week after, you'll have to see, on this X5, overclocking and undervolting it. Keep an eye out for that video. I'm excited for it to see exactly what we can do with this thing. Who likes to run these things on stock? Come on now. We're GPU miners. We don't do anything stock. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.